Well, hello there, people. I'm here with a video on Chris Kyle. Now, the movie's coming out, and I see the media, not so much the media, but just people in general, really getting very excited about Chris Kyle, saying, like, in this movie, saying, oh, Chris Kyle's great and all, he's so cool. And they don't realize all the other shit that, you know, the mainstream media won't really cover that much. I got this article from the Washington Post. It's titled The Unverifiable Legacy of Chris Kyle, the Deadliest Sniper in American History. And it talks about how, in the third and fourth paragraphs, it talks about how there's this rumor about how Chris Kyle went on top of the Superdome during, or the Silverdome. That's a joke there for the wrestling fans. But he went on top of the Superdome for WrestleMania, I'm fucking up now. I gotta get my mind off of wrestling. But he went up to the Superdome during Hurricane Katrina, and he shot 30 guys dead. Again, that seems a little bit fishy to me. There's no evidence to back it up. And he also talks about, there's also a story about him. There was two guys who were trying to take his truck at gunpoint, and he shot them both dead. And again, you know, it seems like pretty crazy stories there, especially the one about Katrina. And there's no evidence really to back it up. I mean, I was watching Mark Dice's video on it, and he's like, "Is there a police report on this?" And that's what I'm questioning. Can we see a police report? Can we see some evidence that this shit actually happened? But those are just two of the side stories. The big one is the one about Ventura, and he claimed that Ventura punched out Ventura at a Navy SEAL bar because Ventura was bad mouthing the SEALs. Now I think that's fucking just that right there sounds fucking ridiculous, because if you know Ventura, and if you've been watching him for even a small amount of time, you would know that he would never say something like that. I mean, Ventura's a very honest guy. He's a real guy. I mean, Ventura is like one of the realest guys I know. And that doesn't mean I agree with everything he says, but he admits to smoke. He's a governor, people, and he admits to smoking pot. He admits to being with he said he's been with a prostitute before. He's a very honest and open guy, and he does not play politics. I mean, you notice some guys, even good guys that I like, you know, like Rand Paul. I mean, he probably knows that we fund ISIS on purpose, but he still says, you know, the weapons just falling through our hands. So I'm sure they don't, you know, go all the way with their viewpoints like Rand Paul, because the public's not really, you know, ready to hear all that. But, you know, so Rand Paul, I mean, you gotta kind of play politics just a little bit. But, I mean, Jesse Ventura does not play politics at all. He's like, I'm gonna be an independent if I run. I'm not gonna be a Republican, Democrat, or anything like that. So Jesse Ventura is really a real guy. You know, I don't agree with him on everything. I mean, he's kind of liberal in a lot of aspects. You know, he's for open borders. He's for raising the minimum wage. So a lot of things I don't agree with Ventura on. But I like him. He's a real guy. He wants the truth. He's for the Constitution, and I like him. But anyway, you know, Chris Kyle says, yeah, Ventura punched, you know. And again, if you watch Ventura, you would know he would never say something like that. You would know he hasn't been drunk either, because he said he's been on blood thinners ever since like 2000 or something like that for his blood class, and he can't have alcohol. So, you know, he knows probably everything that happened during that night. So then Kyle claims that he punched Ventura out, and you know, at first Kyle's still alive, then Kyle dies, and then there's all this media outlash at Ventura. Oh, he's suing the Navy SEAL. He's suing the Navy. No. He was suing the estate. He wasn't suing the Navy SEAL's wife. He was suing the estate. So, you know, then it goes to court like the summer of this year, or last year actually now, and Ventura won. And it's not easy to win a defamation case from what I was hearing, like that for a celebrity. So Ventura, you know, had the truth on his side. The truth was obviously on Ventura's side, and it was proven that Chris Kyle was 100% a big fat liar. And then you hear all these people blaming Ventura. Oh, you sued a SEAL, or SEAL's widows. You know, you should sue a widow. Bullshit. And they're like, oh, he took $1.8 million. Well, how much did the book make? $6 million. The book made $6 million off a lie. So why didn't Ventura get 6? You know, that's what should have happened. You know, maybe not 6 million. You know, it's not really her fault, but I mean, come on. I mean, Ventura, he was truthful, he's an honest guy, but then you got Chris Kyle here, who's a liar, lied. Why isn't there any media outlash at him? Oh, he's dead, we can't criticize him. You know, how dare we criticize a Navy SEAL? Oh, even though he's a liar. Yeah, let's not go after the guy who started all this with his big fat lie. No, let's go after Ventura, who's just trying to get his reputation back. You know, that's all what it was. And then people are, oh, why doesn't he donate the 1.8 million to charity? Well, the court case for him costs like it costs a ton of money for lawyers and shit. So, and the lie, his salary, if you look at it, was much less after the lie than it was before. And then I hear they're on Fox with like Bernie, I believe his name is Bernie Goldberg, and they're like, well, I think Jesse Ventura took the money because he's poor and he doesn't have a lot of money. Bullshit! Look up his net worth. It's like $18 million. He's a rich man. All right. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need this for money. And again, probably all in all, he didn't profit that much, if any, because of the lawyer fees and shit off this whole case. So for people, people just total lies by the mainstream media, total lies. And if you look at the headlines after this event happened, or after Chris Kyle said this event happened, Fox News headline was like, Chris Kyle punches out Jesse Ventura like it was fact. You know, it's ridiculous how much mainstream media garbage we get drilled in our minds. Chris Kyle's a liar, people. Jesse Ventura is an honorable person. He tells the truth. You know, he admits to what he's done in his life. You know, he's admitted to smoking pot, admitted to being with a prostitute. That takes guts, especially as a governor, to admit to being with a prostitute. Man, we need more people like that in office. So anyway, you get people, oh, Chris Kyle, oh, Ty Kyle's not gonna have any money to raise their Kids. Well, if, you could add, if people can add and do 6 million minus 1.8 million, you still have 4.2 million left to raise your kids with. And she's going around doing speaking events and shit. So, yeah, she's fine, all right? She's fine. She doesn't need any more money, people. This isn't going to hurt her. This is just ridiculous. This is just the fact why I hate the mainstream media. And I hate, like, your Bill O'Reillys and your Sean Hannitys and your Rachel Maddows and all of them. The right are bad, the left are bad. We're all this big thing, where the right are saying the lefts are bad and the left is saying the right are bad. They're both bad, all right? They're both shitty. The mainstream media there's not one good mainstream media news source on television right now. Fox News is the best, but they're still shitty. Alright? So this is just ridiculous. It pisses me the fuck off. And I just wanna slam home the truth here. Just giving you facts. Like Chris Kyle started this all with his big giant lie, and none of it would have happened in the first place had Chris Kyle not told his lie and tried to profit. I think it possibly could have been, the American government would have been, hey, Chris Kyle, you got this new book coming out, and Jesse Ventura's teasing running for the White House. He's really, going against what we, our agendas, and he's really hindering the New World Order. So how about you create this lie that, that scruff face guy that in the book was Ventura, and then, we could just say that it was Ventura and it helped your book get more sales, and it also helped demonize Ventura. I think that's quite possibly could have happened, or, they put it in there, maybe they could have planted Senso sticks. I don't know. It's possible. I don't know. I'm just speculating there. There's no real evidence, but I think it's a good possibility of that happening. So, again, though, it started with the Chris Kyle lie. And Ventura, he had to get his name back. All right? If somebody accuses you of a major lie like that, and millions of people think badly of you because of something you supposedly did, if somebody major, if you're a public figure and another public figure accuses you of doing something like that, you're going to want to prove that thing never happened. Especially if the public, in the case of Ventura, of course, the mainstream media is going to jump all over this, and then his name's going to get even demonized more. So you want to prove that this didn't happen. And, I'm glad that he got, he did what he had to do to clear his name. And I'm so happy that happened. But still, it was still mean. Oh, he sued the wife. It's bullshit. She's got tons of money. She's a millionaire. She's fine. And again, he was suing the estate, the Kyle estate. And Taya Kyle inherited the estate. And that was part of the estate. The lawsuit. She could have, backed down. But no, she chose to go forward. And she lost. Because her husband lied. So why aren't we attacking her husband, who was a liar in the first place? Does that make sense to you people? Why isn't anybody attacking Chris Kyle on this? Alright, what is he, not attackable because he's dead in a Navy SEAL? No, he lied, so we should attack him. And we should blame him for this whole situation. Jesse Ventura is 100% in the right. He's just getting his name back. And he's just fighting for what's right. And he's fighting for the truth. Alright? Ventura's a good guy. I love Ventura. Even though I don't agree with him on everything. He's a little too liberal for me on some issues. But still. He questions government. He believes in the Constitution. And he believes in, a good amount of freedom too. So there you go, people. Jesse Ventura, I wouldn't mind him being in the White House in 2016, even though there's a 0.1% chance of that happening. But still, it's great that Ventura won his lawsuit, and it's not great that people are still bashing Ventura for this and still, just worshiping Kyle like he's some great person or whatever. So there you go, people. There's my video on how Chris Kyle is a liar. And how the mainstream media is just, and other people are just lying to themselves, really, and lying to others about how Chris Kyle's this great guy. So there you go, people.